All right. Hello, chat. How's it going? Hopefully well. Man, isn't it so crazy that this stream is just like working with no issues? It's awesome. It's one of those days. No tech problems at all. None here. I don't know what was up with the last one. For sake of posterity, I started stream. Stream just did not want to work, and I tried to mess with it like every way I could on my side. It seemed to be on YouTube's side. So as a last ditch Hail Mary, I said, you know what? We're gonna ditch this stream. I'm gonna make an exact duplicate of it, and I'm gonna stream to that instead to see if that fixes the server issue. And now here we are and the stream works. So I don't know why, but it worked. YouTube just for whatever reason did not want to receive my video output on that last one. I couldn't tell you. I'm redoing the bracket and everything. Hold on. We got an ad break. And for the record, the what's it? The uwu that was played did play on my end. It got caught in a stutter where you guys didn't hear it, but it did play. There we go.
Nanomachine, son.
I think we're about ready. I thought I was just gonna have to cancel stream because it was literally just on YouTube's side. I was like, there's nothing I can do. Oh, I have to fix the link in Discord now. Hold on. I have to go fix that. And then I'm gonna have to delete the old stream too while I'm doing that. Hold on. Delete the old stream. And then replace the link in the Discord notification. Boom. Okay. Okay. I heard it was just broken up. Oh, okay. So it went through a little bit. I'll take it. All right. We're playing Armored Core, by the way. 4 answer. A lot of people's favorites. Generally the popular favorite, if not AC6, at least nowadays. Before that, it was just the general favorite, it would seem. Which anime created the modern uwu sound? The one that I have is a streamer. It's not from an anime. I wouldn't know her name. But like I can picture her. I can see the clip in my mind's eye. Like I know the clip of her doing it. But I couldn't tell you who it was. I'm gonna need these. I haven't been wearing them at all today. Doesn't bother learning the names of women. Wow. I'll have you know that for a bit, like what, like a week ago, I went a whole stream calling False by her first name, and not even by her full first name either. I was only I was only annoying her halfway. I was calling her by like her preferred nickname for her first name. I wasn't even using the full thing. And she told me to stop. So I do learn names. Papa Tate told him not to. You're damn right. I'm a Sigma male. I don't learn any names of any women. Any names. Hold on. I need the routes and stuff. Not the routes. I need the mission lists, because we are in the final act here, I think. Yeah, in chapter 4. Oh man, we might not start hard mode today. I might have been wrong. We'll see. Maybe I can do it fast enough. I just got to get back on track now after the tech issues. Oh, and I have less time, dude. Okay, hold on. I have less time because it took like 10 minutes to fix that tech problem. Oh, okay. Need the mission list. Okay. I need to defeat Orca's special AF unit. And now I need that GameFAQs map. Here it is. Which means that we need to start chapter 4. Oh, never mind. It's right there. Okay, never mind. That doesn't mean anything. We're on the league path. So it's just right there. Got it. Got it. How many more days we gotta suffer through of this 100%? What do you mean? Of 4 answer? Of this specific one? Or just Armored Core? You guys have exclusive... No. Like her first name is long. It's 3 syllables. I know, so long. So she shortens it normally. And I'm saying I didn't even use like the full 3-syllable one. I was using the shortened version. Because she really doesn't like the full one. I don't know why. It's not even like it's a bad name. It's just she hates it for some reason. So I wasn't even using the full one. But she already, like every other time I said it, she was like... She would have a reaction every time.
Help us finish them off.
Maybe with Zoomers and teenagers? No. I've done the rounds with this community now. I got my...
Commence mission.
I got a finger on the pulse of the community.
The enemy has melee combat
At this point, I can tell you from experience.
They'll cut through those makeshift buildings.
Like the... What's it?
Don't rely on them for cover.
The 2 front runners for fan favorite are 4 answer and AC6 nowadays. AC6, I would say, is more generally liked nowadays. But right before 6 came out, 4 answer was the most popular. And why am I not getting damage numbers here? Hello? Hello? Okay. They are taking damage.
The radiation panels are its weak point.
You think I could... Will this work? Strategy found. Strategy found. One, we tactically insert ourselves into the hole. And we just moonlight the hole. Oh my god, this is incredible. I think I just figured out how to S rank this one. Call me crazy.
Units have been destroyed.
No way, dude.
Nothing phases
No
you,
way.
Hats off to you.
Tell Jennifer to chill out. It's not Jennifer. It's not like it's not public knowledge. Oh, that was an S rank, even with the damage I took. All right. So here's the painful part with 4 answer and getting this last mission unlocked for free play. It just disappeared because the one that we just did, you have to choose between this and that little one that's in the missing slot. So now I have to speedrun like the last few missions of the game and a whole lap. We have to make our way back to the end of the game again. Thankfully, a lap of 4 answer can be done in like under 3 hours. So it's not terrible. It's not as bad as it might sound, just because the game is short, but oh boy.
Orca saw their opportunity and illegally seized the facility.
Those are the easiest in the game. They are once you know. At first I was like, oh my god. I don't think I'm doing any damage and... What's it called?
We have also requested the help of the rank 3 next.
I don't think I'm doing any damage, and anytime I get hit, it's for like 8k AP. And then I found the whole strat. The insert into hole strategy. Chole used to send money to Amaranth. She's married. No, okay, the Amaranth thing. Back when Amaranth was like the top female streamer on Twitch, I commonly memed that Amaranth was my queen. My queen Amaranth. But it's been a dead meme for a while. I haven't done it in a bit. She still streams. I just recently saw some clips going around from her TwitchCon meetup, which was incredible to watch as always. If you have never seen the Amaranth TwitchCon meetup before, like the meet and greet that she does there every year, oh my god. Never fails to be a shit show. You memed it? Sure, I did. I did. Look, my Twitch account, people know what my Twitch account is called. You can go and like, well, I guess you can't /user if you don't own the channel. My brain, I don't watch a lot of Twitch. Is she live right now? Because if she is, I can go and send a message in that chat, and on Twitch it will say like previously subbed. You will see that I am not in fact a former longtime tier 3 sub of Amaranth, despite the meme. I know, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I was in fact never a tier 3 sub of popular streamer Amaranth. Much as it may disappoint many to learn that. Oh my god, why did I... Oh, I got stun locked. I was like, why did I stop moving for a second? The fuck? I forget that they have heavy stun on some of these weapons. On that. It's on that weapon. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ow. Okay. The dangerous one is done. Jesus. She is attractive, no need to be ashamed. Troll thinks we don't know that people use burner accounts for those subs. I don't have a Twitch burner account, okay? Is the beer she made with her? Yeah. Mm-hmm. What was I gonna say? Just a second ago. Oh, what happens at the meetups? Legit, like there are so many clips, and they're almost painful to watch. Because people go to the Amaranth meetup and they'll like, you know, shake her hand, get something signed, you know, whatever, what you'd expect. And then when they're like, hey, can we take a picture? Her go-to, well, not even her go-to. I think this came from people asking, like requesting it. And now it's just kind of become like her bit, where she literally has like a whiteboard right there at her little table that says that you can just ask for it. You can get your picture taken with her stepping on you. Like you can get down on all fours and she will put her foot up on your back and step on you for the picture. So of course these meet and greets spawn some pretty crazy clips, as you might imagine. The Amaranth yearly meet and greet at TwitchCon is always a good watch, if I do say so myself. At least like the clip compilations that people will go and put together of them, where they'll pretty much just cut out the multiple hours of like normal meet and greet activities and just give you like the focused 10 minutes of wacky shit. TwitchCon. I can't spell. There we go.
This being stonewalled is better than being lied to. I suppose they're going to pretend this is all to protect the civilians, right?
Oh. I was like, what is the origin? I was wondering if I could find the origin of the getting stepped on pictures.
Of course
Oh
I
my
do.
god. I've seen this clip. Okay, hold on. This is on Reddit. The audio is gonna play. Okay. I need to just verify. You can't even really see the sign here. Okay. Here's it's 2 years old at this point, but I've seen this exact clip before from one of her meet and greets at TwitchCon. It's not the greatest, but I've seen this one. So she has a sign here that says, like, you can't really even see it. It says something like "stepping on you encouraged" or something like that. So these guys come up and, you know, whatever, yada yada. I don't. The audio is probably fine, actually. Yeah, the audio is fine because they're at a con. I was thinking like music and stuff. And yeah, people will just get down on all fours to get stepped on for their picture with Amaranth at the meet and greet. And like, yeah, you see, it says something like "stepping on you encouraged," something like that. Yeah, you can't really read it, but you can get the gist of it. Guy looks a little like you. Man, that guy does not look a little like me. No offense to that guy. I'm a big guy in a different way. I used to be a big guy in that way, though. I think we actually need the S rank for this one. Yeah. Defend Arteria. Yeah. We need the S rank for this. I like how it looks like they had to hastily add the "on you" part. Yeah, I don't know. She's worth like 20 mil. Is that the best? Oh. It's just like a little whiteboard. I don't think they get much at TwitchCon because it's just kind of what Twitch gives them to work with, which is not a lot because Twitch. But yeah, she's worth a lot. I would not doubt if she was worth more than 20 million. She owns like gas stations, like plural gas stations. I can't remember what podcast had her on to talk about that, but I listened to some podcast where they got her on as like a feature, and they talked a lot about like her business ventures outside of streaming, because she has a lot actually. And just one of them is she invested in purchasing a bunch of gas stations in the state of Texas. She just, with all of her money that she made off of streaming and OnlyFans and stuff, she invested in literally buying out gas stations.
I am in your debt. Thank you.
Smart move. It honestly is.
Sacrifice.
Like, what is one thing that will never go under? It's a gas station in like a good location, right?
I guess you aren't content to rot with the rest of them.
Like in the city, on a busy street. It's literally that will never fail. Everyone driving down the street is gonna need the gas. Clever girl. Oh, is that a reference to me making the reference yesterday? I don't know why that popped in my head yesterday during Silent Hill. Ow. Call me crazy, I don't think that's an S rank. Shoot her. I'm focusing on the wrong one there, I think. I don't think I want missiles in here, at least not these. I have verts. So just machine gun and rifle. It was like Caleb Hammer. Yeah, I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was a podcast that I like regularly listened to or anything. But yeah, someone had her on to talk about like just all of her business stuff. And I just remember being like, oh my God, this woman is actually incredibly smart with the way that she conducts her business. Like, this is crazy to listen to. Because, you know, she has a reputation, to put it lightly. Especially like a few years ago. Okay. I am focusing on the wrong one. I thought maybe I could just get around them and worry about the melee one later. The melee AC's gotta go.
In your debt. Thank you.
I didn't realize you would sacrifice so much.
I wonder,
More soldiers like you.
double rifle time? No, the machine gun's definitely better for AC fights.
I guess you aren't content to rot with the rest of them.
Which one of you is the blade one? It's the other one, isn't it? Wait, no? Is it the one with the machine gun? I think it is this guy. Whoa. Ooh. Ah, yeah. Eesh. 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 Get me out. Ah. I couldn't get out. Used double rifle in this last time. We didn't have this gun last time. Because that was on the first loop still. Oh. I might want to wait, actually.
Thank you.
I didn't realize you would sacrifice so much. We could use more soldiers.
The only reason I would really want double rifle, maybe I should try the missiles in here. Maybe they're not that bad. It would really just be if there were an ammo problem with this. That's not who I want to be focusing. Yeah, of course not. I'm struggling to identify the right one. Yeah, the missiles are actually pretty good in here. It looked like they wouldn't be, but they're doing fine.
It's destroyed. One more to go.
Oh my God. She killed him.
Prepare your soul.
Bro, I started trying to spam my assault armor,
Cause the down.
but my primal was out. I had no Kojima.
Humanity? I don't
I had
see
no
humanity
Kojima.
anywhere else, Darva.
That might be an S. I had enough AP and I
Floating among the clouds.
really didn't spend a lot on ammo.
Is that your answer? So be it.
I don't know why shoot her made me think of like the dodge gag from Team 4-Star.
In an instant.
But I think everyone should know that this morning I took a few minutes out of my day to educate False on Team 4-Star.
They hunted down the
And by that I mean I just sent her random like funny bits, particularly dodge. Because I was yelling dodge in her chat over and over and over when she was fighting a Kingdom Hearts boss, and it was pissing her off because she didn't know the reference.
the cradles continued
And she actually got really fucking mad about me just over and over again being like, dodge! She just didn't know what it was. So I sent her like a 5-minute compilation of dodge clips from Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Hopefully now she'll get it next time. Yeah, why didn't you dodge? I was saying all this shit when she was fighting a boss in Kingdom Hearts and dying for like an hour straight. You can maybe see why she would get upset not knowing the reference, right? You can imagine why that might be a bit annoying. But I knew it was funny. That's what matters. I knew the reference. What boss? I don't know the names. We'll see. She's at work, so response time may vary. Sometimes it's like instant response because she's literally sitting there just kind of doing nothing because she has nothing to do. Sometimes she's actually busy. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know Kingdom Hearts bosses. She was playing the Chain of Memories, the card-based one. And there was a boss that was kicking her ass really hard. And I could not help but take on my role as Piccolo, training Gohan. Why didn't you dodge? I love Dragon Ball Z Abridged is so funny. Oh my god, wait, isn't Daima today? I was literally about to speak the words. I should watch Abridged again. Isn't Daima coming out today? Oh my god, it did. It came out, yeah, earlier today. Ansem. She says Ansem, the boss of Kingdom Hearts, she says. Daima's the 18th? No, it's today, man. I had to Google it. It came out like a few hours ago, the first episode of Daima. Because I knew it was coming out the same week as, what's it called? As Sparking Zero. Because I remember when they announced when Daima was going to air, at the time, we didn't know who the secret, like, pre-order character for Sparking Zero was. And so as soon as I heard that Daima was debuting, like, mid-October, I went, oh, it's gonna be Daima Goku. And sure enough, it was Daima Goku. Sure enough. How many? Just one episode. Just a one episode debut, it looks like. I gotta watch that tonight, man.
Meters above the ground is the air clean and safe. Already half of mankind lives in the skies. The planet's surface has become a battlefield where armies fight to control the resource plants that feed the cradles. As the war came to a close, giant humanoid weapons called...
Sorry, I'm messaging my buddy who I have a scheduled Sparking Zero play session with tonight. And I'm like, can we maybe take 20 minutes to watch Daima during this? Apparently Crunchyroll has the subs. Fuck, I don't have Crunchyroll, man. But they do. They apparently have the first episode subbed. He can be pretty hard. The card system in what's it? Chain of Memories doesn't exactly look great either. It's on Netflix in my country, you bastard. Living in a Spanish-speaking country, you get all the Dragon Ball privilege. You don't understand. As big as Dragon Ball is in like the US and Canada, it pales in comparison to to Spanish-speaking countries and just the amount of Dragon Ball love. Yeah, ja, right?
We have tried to negotiate peacefully with these revolutionaries, but they have refused.
How long until AC5? Well, we got to do one more lap to get this last single mission unlocked. Thank you, FromSoft. And then we have hard mode, which hard mode will go faster, as weird as that might sound, just because we won't have to do 5 full laps of the campaign, right? We just get to free mission everything for hard mode. And then 5. Then we get to Gen 5. Yeah, ja.
Commence mission. Destroy all line arc defense units.
For the record, I know that Spanish J is haha. It's haha. I know. Before anyone is actually like, oh my god, this guy.
Confirmed. Half the targets have been destroyed.
How do you laugh in Portuguese? It's like,
Are we doing any damage?
wouldn't it? I think the J is also an H sound in Portuguese, isn't it? I know almost nothing about Portuguese though. So is it not?
Targets remaining.
I thought that was one of their like similarities.
Where are our normals?
Or I guess I figured. The ha. I don't even know if they have an H sound in Portuguese. Wait, what? Really? The definition of celebration? Bro, there's probably
All targets destroyed.
what's it? There's probably like whole bars reserved for the Daima debut today. Down in like Brazil, Mexico. Countries like that where it's just such a big thing. I mean, you guys have seen the clip of everyone in that bar, like it's fucking packed. It's a bar in Brazil from back when Tournament of Power was airing for Dragon Ball Super. So what, like 2017 or 18, one of those. Everyone's like it's packed. It's not even just that, you know, the seating is full in this bar. Like legit, it's like a full standing crowd where they couldn't even fit more people in the bar. And up on the big screen over the bar, they had the new Dragon Ball Super episode playing. And it's the episode where Goku achieves Ultra Instinct for the first time. And they all start jumping up and down. A lot of you have probably seen it like green screened as a meme format clip. But the original is Goku going Ultra Instinct for the first time in Dragon Ball Super. And everyone in the bar starts freaking the fuck out. It gets pretty wild in Europe too. Nothing beats South America, man. Those guys love Dragon Ball. They, like, no one loves Dragon Ball the way that South America loves Dragon Ball. It's awesome. I fucking love it. As someone who also really loves Dragon Ball. Not as much as South America even, which is crazy.
The more damage and destruction you cause, the better your pay.
It's not that I'm not busy.
This information is unconfirmed, but we believe a new model arms fort is in dock for maintenance and supply. If it's there, don't let it get away. The client is offering a special bonus for its elimination. Well, that's about it.
I can't believe I forgot that Dragon Ball Daima was today until like just a few minutes ago, where I randomly was like, wait a minute. Today is the day, isn't it? It's gonna be like bittersweet to watch Daima though. Just because it was Toriyama's last work before he passed. Fighting card game. Yeah, it sorry. I like card game, cool. Deck builder, fine. I like it. Metal Gear has a couple of deck building spin-offs that I liked a decent bit. They're not my favorite, but I enjoyed them. I can get behind that sort of game, but the real-time combat where you have to like cycle through your deck and play a card to like to perform any action, that seems like shit. It's a cool idea, like on paper, but seeing it at least the way that they did it, it looks pretty awful. I got the chicken Big Mac. The fact this isn't a spin-off and needed what the fuck? Oh. That, okay, we're talking about Chain of Memories again. I got so confused. Mid-sentence, we went from Chicken Big Mac back to Kingdom Hearts. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about? About the context for the Chicken Big Mac? Oh, the explosion hurts me.
This area looks clear. Head elsewhere. Time is of the essence.
I kind of want to get a Chicken Big Mac, but A, I would have to drive to go get it. Which, if I'm not already out, I don't know why I would go just to get a Chicken Big Mac. And B, it's like a $10 chicken sandwich.
Prioritize it.
So I don't know, man. I'm curious. I'm very curious, to be honest. It sounds like it might be good. If no one has heard of it,
Okay. Enemy arms
a limited time item at McDonald's just came out. It's literally a Big Mac, but they've replaced the 2 burger patties in it with 2 big chicken patties. And at first I was like, that's a stupid idea, but then I kind of thought about it. And I thought, you know, that actually doesn't sound so bad.
confirmed. All targets destroyed.
$10? Yeah, McDonald's is expensive now.
I'm impressed.
Sorry, I think if you just get the sandwich, it's like $6 or $7, but the combo is like $10. It's 6. Yeah, 6. But I'm not just gonna get the sandwich. Right? I'm not only gonna get the sandwich. She ate the forever weed brownie. I didn't even notice anything different. Cole said it's better. That actually, putting in a thing mentioning it was, that was me. That was my idea. Because, okay, it's one of those things where at first I was like, I mean, if it's bad, put a thing in, but you probably don't need it. But then there was that one clip in there that, like, if she was high, it makes sense. And it's like, oh, haha, that's the weed doing that. But if you just thought that she was normally like that, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? You'd be like, what is she doing right now? I can't even remember what the clip was. I just remember there being one clip in there that suddenly I was like, okay, yeah, you need it. You need to mention it. There was one clip. I can't remember what exactly it was. I don't remember anything like that. False, you remember? Oh my god, yeah, it was the... Okay, yeah, it was you reacting to the dog like a full 2 seconds after you picked him up. It was such a delayed reaction. That clip was that was the one that I was like, okay, the context is needed. I wish I could manually turn off the VOB. That would be nice if I could purge myself. Bro, can we? Thank you. I don't want to go this far. Speaking of dog, I'm very curious to see the Silent Hill 2 dog ending in the remake. It didn't hit me until like yesterday that I was like, oh wait, surely they remade the dog ending, right? There's no way they would cut that.
Stay focused and we'll pull through.
I heard that apparently, there's like a secret somewhere in the remake where you can actually find like the original James model, like the 3D model for the OG PS2 James is somewhere there in the game. I would think it's probably something to do with the dog ending. I had someone mention they wanted to aim for it. Bro, there's no real point to getting it for yourself unless they have an achievement for it in the remake, which I can imagine they do. But like, at least in the original, there's really no reason to actually go out of your way to do it. Because it's kind of shit. The way that you get the dog ending in Silent Hill 2 is you play the game through multiple times to get all the different endings. And once you've gotten every ending in the game once, you'll start up a new playthrough with the dog key in your inventory. And then there's just a door like relatively early on that you can open with the dog key and get the ending, in which it's revealed that everything in all of your playthroughs up to that point was being controlled by a Shiba Inu at a supercomputer. If you haven't played Silent Hill 2, yes, this is real. I'm not like exaggerating that or anything. That's exactly what the ending is.
The algebra forces guarding the Richland agricultural plant. Your task is extremely simple. We want you to destroy all enemy units. There's one catch. The enemy has commandeered a GA manufactured arms fort. The client could not give us many details, but
Like, just you can see it or unlock it for use? I don't know. I just heard that it's in the game.
like before, we
That apparently there's a secret where the original James model is in the game somewhere. That's what I heard. That's really all I know.
Anyway, that's all. It's a dangerous job.
But I can imagine that seeing the original James model in Unreal Engine 5 would be so uncanny. I can imagine that it's kind of horrifying.
Commence mission.
Add it to his essay add what?
Intel was right on the money this time.
About the hidden Comic Sans sign? I did hear about it, yes.
Don't waste ammunition on its front. Circle around it while avoiding the main cannon's fire.
I did hear about the hidden sign. I still can't believe that the Moonlight Blade is so poorly balanced for anything in this game that's not an AC, or sorry, a next. Like literally any other thing in the game that's supposed to be like this big intimidating target, it's just like, oh yeah, go up to it, hit it with Moonblade like a couple times, it dies.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed.
Any non-next boss fight, just Moonlight it. That's all you need to do.
Amazing that you can withstand such fearsome enemies with that thing.
Literally Ace Combat 3. It's about on par with the Ace Combat 3 final ending. Now that you mention it. But the Ace Combat 3 final ending is like, I mean, for people nowadays, I feel like the final ending to Ace Combat 3 is honestly not even that crazy if you're familiar with like their later works in like the Draken Nier series, right? But for people like me who aren't super familiar with that, the final ending to Ace Combat 3 felt like they were just spitting on my forehead for having invested all that time into the game. I was like, what's wrong with you? Why do you have to do this?
The Union will pay you a bonus for the destruction of the supply vessels. You can ignore the other secondary targets.
Works with other blades too. Arms forts are just insanely weak. It's so weird, man.
The Union speaks very highly of you. We hope you can take this.
I wish there was a weapon this powerful in 6. It's probably a good thing that there's not.
Commence mission.
God, it's already
Destroy the arms fort
almost 2 p.m.
He's being escorted by the 8th Fleet. Use the VOB to close in on Gigabase.
I can't believe that tech problem took so long. Oh, false. False, you should have seen. Okay, just a slight heads up, because this was easily the weirdest tech issue I've ever had streaming on YouTube. It was today. Everything on my end was perfect, but the stream for some reason was just running on like a 2K bit rate, or not 2K like resolution, like 2000 kilobytes a second bit rate, which for streaming in 1440 I'm supposed to have like 16K normally. So there was a problem. Ran the speed tests to make sure it wasn't like my cable or anything, because I've had an Ethernet cable die on me before, just kind of out of the blue. I was seeing if maybe that's what was happening, was like my cable was dying. What the fuck am I doing? No, my cable was still getting like 900 up. So after checking like every other conceivable option, I'm dead. It was not, no, false. It wasn't like here and there. It was a stable, like the stream wouldn't run. So you know what I did? As a last ditch effort, it was red on my end. This is not what you had. This is not what you had. Last ditch effort, I was like, it seems to be YouTube, so I'm just gonna make a duplicate of this stream event and stream to that instead. Like, just generate a new stream key and stream to that instead. And now this stream works perfectly. This stream has had 0 connection issues or dropped frames whatsoever. All I had to do was just make a different stream, because for some reason that stream key was fucked. I don't know why. I've never had that before today. I sat here for like 10 minutes trying to figure it out, and then I just made a different stream and that fixed it. Am I so high in the air that the big cannon can't shoot at me?
Sync Gigabase as quickly as possible. Stop wasting time.
Noted.
Gigabase has been destroyed. Mission
Noted.
complete.
Yeah, it was legitimately just an issue on YouTube's end. I don't know why. That stream key was all fucked up. Which is weird, because I actually use the same stream key for every stream. I have a manually generated stream key that I use for 1440p. Normally, YouTube will auto-generate a key per stream. It's just that my old key randomly broke on me. I don't know why.
Here's the outline of your mission. Your objective will be to support the Union transports as they move into the
One hit Moonlight. That's all it needs. 1 or 2. Sometimes 2. Sometimes 1.
Transport routes. It is currently under the control of GA America. The plan is for you to rapidly neutralize.
Oh yeah, that's right. You actually log in through OBS. I don't do that at all.
Once the coast is clear,
I use stream keys instead.
escort the transportation units to the far side.
I'm old-fashioned.
The Union is
Back in my day, back when I was starting out streaming, we didn't have an integration in OBS where you could just log in and it worked on its own. You had to go and get the stream key and put it into OBS when you wanted to stream. That's what I know. And I refuse to adapt. I'm a real boomer.
Commence mission. Try to whittle down
I know the technology from when I was young, and any of this new technology is bullshit. I don't need it. I do it my way, the way I know how. Trying to learn to type the right way?
The transport unit has reached the
What do you mean? Like home row?
transports as they pass through the area.
Interior transport reporting. So you're our escort today? Good luck to both of us.
How have you typed until now? Have you typed like Chris Redfield? Yeah? Oh my god.
Confirmed. Transport units selecting shortest route.
Not like the proper touch type way. I learned home row in, I was just talking about this in False's stream. When I was in school, when I was little, I think in like 3rd grade or so, like in class, they taught us how to like properly type, like using home row, and we did like a website where it has you go through like the exercises and progressively get faster and yada yada to actually learn. Ignore me falling into the water. So I've known how to type since I was pretty young, like the proper, you know, home row way and everything because of that. But I feel like if you're like significantly older than I am, you definitely didn't have that. And I feel like if you're even like 5 or 6 years younger than me, you probably also didn't have that. Because everything moved to iPads and stuff in school now. Like when my sister was in high school, and it's not like she went to some fancy high school or anything. She literally went to like the city's public high school, right? But like the city public high school here just provides you iPads now for schoolwork. Like you get an iPad at the beginning of the year. They're like, don't break this. We know which one is yours. We'll make you pay for it if you fuck it up. And you do your schoolwork like predominantly through the iPad.
Confirmed. Transport units selecting shortest route.
And so I feel like they probably don't teach it at least the same way anymore. Is this the Silent Hill 2 remake? It somehow has less color than the Silent Hill 2 remake. It's like a modern take care of the egg experiment. Bro, we had to do the egg thing. What was it? It was like my 9th grade health class. Which... everyone... okay, wait. So I've heard from other people that they took like 1 health class when they were growing up in school. Am I like the only one who took a health class in middle school and then had to do it again in high school? Like, was that just my district being on some like what? I feel like no one else ever talks about having to do it twice. But in 9th grade, we had to do the egg thing, except for we didn't do the egg. We didn't do the egg. We got like a 4-pound bag of flour that we had to take care of. We had to buy our own bag of flour and bring it in. And they literally at our school, they called them flour babies. And everyone knows when the freshmen have their flour babies for like a week, right? Because they have you carry it like around the school the whole time you're in school. And when you bring it in, the health teacher weighs your flour bag, gets like the cereal off of it and everything, like the serial number on it or whatever. And then at the end of the week, they weigh it again and like check to make sure that you didn't like tape it up after it fell apart or anything. It was so much worse than the egg. It was so much worse. Because have you ever like had to walk around with one of those bags of flours for a significant amount of time? You know what happens? The flour just kind of leaks out of the bag on its own, slowly. It just does. In middle school, like sex ed and everything. Yeah. Health class, like, you know, you have to do like sex ed and a lot of it's not sex ed, but sex ed is the part you remember.
This is your mission.
The fucking flower babies, if you were at my high school.
America Next, wonderful body. It is a rank 24.
Just put it in a Walmart bag. They didn't let you do that. Because you can't put a baby in a fucking plastic bag. It'll suffocate, so they don't let you do that.
Target to Old Peace City.
You can, like, wrap half of it in a blanket, but you can't, like, fully wrap it in a blanket.
Authorize the use of support nexts for this operation. We've recruited a selection for you to choose from. Use them as you see fit. That's the briefing. The Interior Union holds you in high regard.
You can put a baby... I mean, you can. It'll die. It'll die. You know when you're a kid and your parents get mad at you for, like, sticking your head in the plastic bag? There's a reason for that.
Commence mission. Eliminate the target.
One of the maps in this game legit has Silent Hill fog. You're not wrong.
This is Windy, Fanchon, and Ryder Palash here. Wonderful body's position confirmed. Commencing attack.
Ow, 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 ow. I'm eating every missile known to man. I don't know where half of my missiles just went, but that's fine.
These mechs keep stopping.
That's how we do it. A good old assault armor.
Confirmed. Wonderful body has been destroyed.
If you do, he'll die,
Like
you know.
mission accomplished. You call that a lynx? It looks like he was malfunctioning.
One class had us try texting and driving in a golf cart while dodging cones. What the fuck is going on? Bro, they're just training you to be NASCAR drivers down there. That's all they're doing. What the fuck? Why would they... Was that for driver's ed? That has to have been for driver's ed. Right? That can't have just been for class.
Cabricon is protected by a very thick sheet of armor and is impossible to take down with standard next weaponry.
That's not health class. That's trying to find the next Dale Earnhardt. Not driver's ed. What? Just why did they have you do that? Why would they? It's so weird to
If you
me.
manage to get under the skirting armor at its base, you'll be able to take out the tracks and bring it to a halt. That's all we need you to do for this operation. Frankly,
They should just make driver's ed a class in school. They absolutely should.
what they do know is that this
I actually-
has become a serious threat.
I just watched this. It was like a YouTube short that popped up for me recently, and it was like what's it? POV. You're an American telling a European about what school was like for you,
Powerful mind.
and it was basically just like the European being like, "Oh yeah, we didn't really start school until like 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. typically," and then the American being like, "We started at like 7 on average, like normally 7, like for all of my schooling." And they're like, "Well, when did you like get out super early? Because we would end around like 3-ish."
Cabricon has halted.
And they were like,
Wait, this isn't over yet.
"We would end around 3-ish." Because apparently I'm just learning that it's weird, at least to Europeans, that in the US school goes from like 7 a.m. to like 3 p.m.
Drones? Their numbers are insane. We have to take all of them out?
Like we would be in school all day, pretty much. But then they added on at the end. They were like, "Oh yeah, and if you do like driver's ed through like your school district, because most places offer that, right? Where you can just do it like in your high school." That's how I did mine. Then after classes get out at 3, to do driver's ed, you just go to a different classroom that they're using for it, and you're there until like 6 for driver's ed.
The cavalry, huh? Looks like they knew about the situation. They just left us in the dark. You hear
The after school shit, yeah, that's what that was about. It was just like, oh yeah, and if you've got things after school, you're there like until 6 or 7, depending on what you're doing. I never did any sports like through high school, like through my high school, that is.
Sorry, we're doing the best we can.
I was into like skateboarding, snowboarding, etc. when I was in high school, middle school. So I was doing like sports, but just not through school. All the hills around here have their own teams. Like ski and snowboard hills, that is.
Entered the combat zone.
Kept you waiting, huh? Commencing attack.
As the leader of the anime club, you would be. I've heard this before. Still gets me every time. Still gets me every time. Oh my god, I forgot that my backup on this mission just cannot hit a fucking thing. So I'm basically doing it on my own anyway. Oh, it hit something.
Confirmed. All
2 in a
targets
row?
destroyed. Mission complete. You're
Is this a Kojima game? It's not. It's a FromSoft game. Here we start at 7 and end at 11 if you go to morning school? Morning school? That sounds like the greatest thing ever.
They agreed.
What? So you go in at 7, just bang out your classes, then you're done at 11? If only that was an option. What the fuck?
Manufactured enormous battle stations called
What?
arms forts. Manned by a crew of thousands of expendable soldiers, this was military might the League could control and therefore trust. Arms forts.
It's only 4 hours. To be honest, that's all you need.
The League's needs.
When I did accelerated college, college is a lot more loosey-goosey here in the US with schedules and stuff. But I did my degree accelerated. I crammed a 4-year degree into 2 years. So basically the way it worked was I would only have like 1 to 3 classes at a time, but we would bang out an entire like semester course load over 4 weeks for each class that I did. So I would have like 2 classes that I went to like 3 times a week each for a quick lecture and lab, like 4 hours a piece. And we would just blow through all the material in a month. And then after those 4 weeks were over, you're on straight into like your next 2 classes where it's a whole semester in 4 weeks. And I did that for 2 years straight, got through all of it really fast. And for that, I mean, I'm trying to think. I normally had 2 classes at a time. Rare occasions, I would only have 1 for a month, and other rare occasions, I would have 3 for a month. But generally, I did 2 a month. And yeah, there were like 3 lecture lab sessions combined. Like you'd go straight, you'd do a 2-hour lecture into a 2-hour lab in one go. I'd do like 3 a week per class. So I was normally in class for like 24 hours a week doing accelerated college, like actually on campus. The actual work I was doing more than that in terms of just like doing work in my apartment, like homework, but actually being on campus, I was maybe there for like 20-ish hours a week. So 4 hours of school a day is really all you need, to be honest. Like if that's the accelerated university course load, like bro, I think back on it and I'm like, I spent less time in class, like on campus, doing a double speed university degree than I did in like middle school and high school. What was I doing there all day in middle school? Like, why was I there for what? Like 30 plus hours a week? What were we doing? Because thinking back on it, like nothing. Nothing. What about night school? That's where all the bad kids go. Babysitting, to be honest, bro, really, like I think I'm like, what was the point of spending that much time in high school?
GA America. Your target is the Interior Union's land-based arms fort unit.
Used to the hours of a full-time job.
Pursuing a GA America transport unit through the Loro Desert. Your task is to neutralize them before they can
Night
take
school
out
smashes 2 years in one. Oh,
The Interior Union arms forts are armed with multiple strength
interesting.
lasers. Once our transports come in range of those weapons, they'll be dead in the
I did night classes for most of university too. I normally would work during the day, and I was also streaming on the side and doing YouTube on the side back then.
That's it.
I started like maining YouTube over Twitch at the very end of my time in university. So I would work during the day, and then I would go like back home, have dinner, stream a little bit, and then at like 7 p.m. I would go to campus and I would be there until like 11 p.m. That was normally what I tried to get for my schedule. I couldn't always get it, but most of my time in college was structured like that.
That equals mission failure for us.
Yeesh.
We don't want that to happen, do we?
Get me in there. With the moonlight. This bitch is so dead. I brought the broken broken sword. I can speak. Eesh. Maybe the overboost wasn't worth it. I think it's fine. I tutored and did lab aid stuff. Oh my god. I've talked about this before. But in middle school, high school, I was the worst student. In college, when I gave a shit, I was a pretty good student. Like, I got great grades in college. But, before that, I've mentioned before, my high school GPA, this number really only means things to Americans. But my high school GPA was a 2.2 for my 4 years, grade point average. I finished high school with a 2.2. I was bottom 3 in my class in high school, bro. I really was. Like, I was right there with you. What was your major? Computer science, probably. Game design, or sorry, it's a mouthful. My degree is game and interactive media design. I almost just drank out of the wrong side of the can. That's that 2.2 GPA behavior. Basically computer science? Yeah, kind of. We did a lot, like, early on, like, the freshman, sophomore year, like, year 1, year 2 portion of it, was not too dissimilar from, computer science, like, degree. Learning C languages, learning Python, learning just the fundamentals of coding and stuff. And then, you go from that, where you then move into like actually using game engines and learning game design, but also designers need to understand how development works too. Game design, in terms of like studying and as a job, is game development with extra steps. Because if you go into game development, you're like just in the technical side of it. Like, you're the person who writes the code to make the thing happen that the designers want to happen. Like, you'll get a thing and it's like, this is what our desired outcome is. You need to write a script that makes this happen. Or a lot of developers will also go into being like engineers, where they handle like the back end stuff in the engine, like optimization. If you work with like a proprietary engine at your studio, you might even just be an engineer who works on the engine itself. I actually know at our school, one of the final projects for the game development degree was that they had to write their own game engine from scratch. So it's more the technical side. And then design is like, you have to know how to work within a game engine. Like, you have to be able to code and fix bugs and blah, blah, blah. but you also have to understand like player psychology and basic design principles and everything else on top of that. So it's not as heavy on like the technical side.
Commence mission. Take out the defenses and
but
destroy the resource plants.
it's almost like it's with extra steps. You learn like about half of the technical stuff that like the game dev degree would, but then you also learn like the design side of things. And I will never forget one of my mandatory classes early on, like freshman year. Well, freshman year relative, right? It's 6-month pieces for me the way I did it, but in like the freshman year course load, there was this one course in there called The Psychology of Play. And of course, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going into game design. That's gonna be like player psychology, right? Surely. No. No. Do you know what this entire course was, chat? Mandatory course, by the way. This is like classic American college, right? Mandatory course. It was an entire university course on how to achieve good work-life balance. I'm not bullshitting. It was the dumbest course I've ever taken in my life. I think. I can't think of a more dumb course that I took. I'm trying to really think. There must be one, but no, that really might be it. That sounds dumb. Legit, like I remember the homework every week, like on a Monday, there would be like a recurring assignment where you had to basically just send in like a basic like schedule for yourself for the week that achieved like a solid balance of work and play. It was so like they would be like, try to just fit in an activity you like. This week, try to learn something new. And I would do some stupid shit like all the time because of course this I did not care about this course. So I would just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna learn a new skill this week. I'm gonna learn how to like finger pick on guitar.
All targets destroyed. Mission
And my professor was like, oh, that sounds lovely. Yeah, sure. And then the next week, like on the Sunday after that Monday, they would be like, send in a picture or a video or something of this new skill that you learned this week, this new hobby you picked up. I already knew how to finger pick on guitar. I've been playing guitar since I was like 13 years old. So I just sent in a video of me finger picking a random song. And I remember my professor being like, wow, that sounds great. Like, you're a fast learner. And I'm like, I know, thank you. Learned that in 6 days. I did. Absolutely. That class was so dumb. I remember that. Just getting into it and getting like the, what's it called? The syllabus and everything. Like that first lecture where they just tell you what the course is and everything. And I was just so like, really? I'm gonna have to spend like a month in this course? Just...
would be tantamount to suicide. Avoid doing so. That's all.
like streaming.
It's a dangerous mission, but one with a big payday.
Yeah, my hobby is I stream on Twitch. I can imagine they've probably gotten that actually at a school that has so much like game dev, game design stuff.
Destroy the arms fort Stigro.
Our school actually, or my university, it was one of the first in the US to get into collegiate esports. And man, even when I was there, I was like, this kind of sucks. This whole collegiate esports thing. Because here's the thing. You don't exactly have to be good to get onto the collegiate esports team because no one's really all that interested.
It's too fast. You're not getting any.
Sounds smelly. Yeah. So like we had like an Overwatch team, right? Bro, they fucking sucked. Like they were dog shit. They were absolutely awful. Like genuinely. Me and a couple buddies went to watch once, and I remember us just being like, Bro, we're legitimately better players than these guys are. What the fuck?
Find something to slow it down.
'Cause at that time, to be fair, I did play a lot of ranked Overwatch, actually. Back when Overwatch was in its prime. I was pretty into it. Big Ana main and everything. And I remember just being like, oh my god, what am I watching? The school had like a whole well, okay, I've mentioned this before. The school I went to also had like broadcast degrees, like television broadcasting and stuff like that. And something that was cool about that was the school actually frequently also hosted the WWE, like in the arena that they had on campus. But then that arena, when the WWE wasn't there, would get used by the esports stuff. So we went to the esports arena on campus. I can't even remember what it was called. I remember what our team was called. It was Arsenal. I went to the Full Sail University. It doesn't, I'm not, that's not unknown information. Our team was called the Arsenal. I don't remember what the arena was called though. It was something appropriately cringy. Between college students and people insane enough to play thousands of hours of one game. Yeah, and we had like a Counter-Strike team. And I remember, like, for anyone who even knows like CSGO at all, which to be fair, it might be different now. I don't know how much CS2 actually changed or didn't, but at least the way that I remember Counter-Strike, we had a Counter-Strike team and like, there were players on the Counter-Strike team who were like silver. Like they weren't even gold Nova. What's the top hold on, CSGO ranks. It's been so long that I can't even remember like all the rank names. Yeah, like silver elite players, like top of silver, but silver players on like our collegiate esports team. And I'm just like, bro, what are we doing? And you really, I mean, what are you gonna do? When you've got so little interest, you just kind of have to take who you can get, right? But that, like, our teams were just shit. I have no idea how our league team was. A lot of people said that our League of Legends team was our best esports team, but I don't know jack shit about League. Never really played MOBAs at all, so I have no idea how good or not they were. I heard our League team was about as good as it got, though. Because of course it was. But I don't know. A lot of people always say that like college students wouldn't really have the time for stuff like that. I feel like I had a lot of time in college to do stuff.
Confirmed. Unidentified next destroyed.
Like high school, I feel like the busiest I ever was in terms of school was high school. Like that was when my school workload was the busiest by far. Like college was a huge step down, even though I did accelerated. Because yeah, I worked, did content, and went to school all together in college, and I felt like I had plenty of time. Let's do Great Wall. Fuck it.
This is the mission.
Great Wall it is. It doesn't really matter what I take until like chapter 3. I do have to take a certain path in chapter 3. But for right now, I can just kind of pick up whatever missions I want.
It's big and lumbering, but don't
Oh, I guess we have to defeat White Glint.
some serious firepower on
I can't take anything in chapter 2. We have to defeat White Glint instead of defending Line Arc.
will probably be to get inside and obliterate it from within.
I don't know, I thought I had a lot of time in college. Maybe I'm misremembering because it's been a while. Like maybe I really didn't have that much time and it just, looking back, it feels like I had time because I got so much shit done in the span of like 2 years. But I feel like I have less free time now, for sure. I think that right now is the busiest I've ever been in my life.
Commence mission. Destroy the GA arms fort, Great Wall. First, infiltrate the arms fort from the rear.
I can infiltrate from the rear. I'm a professional. I went through extensive training with your mother, Shayla. What is this free time you speak of? I feel like college was some of the most free time I think I ever had. Genuinely. I can only imagine that with like having kids. With how busy I am now, bro, I cannot even like picture how little free time I would have if I had to worry about like kids or something. Jesus Christ.
You've gotten inside. Keep advancing towards its internal power source.
Can you imagine how a child of mine would talk? Because they take the like foundationally, right? Your kid like takes after you speech wise, at least early on.
What was that sound?
Like I sound nothing like my parents at all,
Disengage from the rear unit.
speech wise and all that.
Power source.
But when you're younger, you do.
Blizzard discarded
Can you
its tail.
imagine what a child of mine would sound like? Good Lord. Just a solid mix of like dude bro accent with like a scuffed northern accent with like a small dose of brain rot
Almost reached
in there.
After you destroy it, evacuate quickly, or you'll get caught in the blast. Enough. You've started a chain reaction. Get clear of the power unit.
Oh, I'm getting clear.
Confirm. Arms fort
And the
Great Wall
swearing.
has been destroyed.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that
The most powerful
until you
upgrade
said it.
weapon.
Bro,
Handles
that, yeah.
pretty well.
I can turn on the filter now. I used to legitimately struggle to not swear. Like, I just couldn't not swear because it was so bad. I've at least developed some sort of filter where it's mostly pretty good now, I would say. But I don't know if I could have that filter on all the time. It might start to break if it had to be on all the time. Moved all of my art supplies to my bedroom so I can at least attempt to get some me time while getting them to sleep. Has it worked? You say attempt. I worked out the other day that I do 40 hours of driving a month, and that is purely the school nursery run. Oh my God. Start talking like Flanders.
Here's your mission briefing.
You swear in school, that's my kid.
Military asset, White Glint. White Glint
If I
is rank
ever-
9 next, but it is considerably more powerful than its rank suggests. If it were otherwise, we wouldn't be asking for your assistance.
Oh my God. Have I ever told the story about when I finished 8th grade, like when I was done with middle school moving on to high school?
Once out of the picture, their will be broken.
And
Unable to resist any further. This would
I had this one English teacher 2 years in a row, 7th and 8th grade, and she hated me so much because she had a daughter who was in the grade below, no, 2 grades below us. No, 1 grade below us. Yeah, because she was there. This was 7th grade, the inciting incident. And me and my buddy, like one random day in class, were just like making faces at each other doing stupid shit, right? And I, like at one point, went cross-eyed at him as like a ooh, haha, he, look at his face, right? This is 7th grade. We were making faces across the room mid-class. And her daughter, who was in the grade below us, was cross-eyed, like legitimately, naturally cross-eyed. I didn't know this. I didn't even know her daughter. But apparently, her daughter got bullied a lot for it. Go figure, kids would bully you for that. So when I made this face at my friend, she interpreted it as us like joking between each other about her daughter. And she freaked out like mid-class, like screaming at us. We got detention for it. And she hated me the whole rest of the 2 years. But like just the worst. And on the last day of 8th grade, right before I left, I saw her from like across the cafeteria. The same buddy sitting next to me. We were the worst. I've talked about how deviant I was when I was younger. I've mentioned this before. I was the most insufferable child ever. Out of control child. From across the cafeteria, knowing that this was like the last time I would see her. In one final uncontrolled bout, I went, "Fuck you, bitch!" and I ran. I fucking dipped out of there so fast. I hated that teacher so much. That was how romantic. I was the worst. But also, so was she. Legitimately, fuck that bitch. I thought you were gonna say you went cross-eyed at her. That would have been way funnier. I unfortunately was not that clever at like 14 years old. I still think about that. That's one of those stories that I think back on often. I'm like, man, what was wrong with me? I mean, she deserved it, but what was wrong with me? Stared at her with cross eyes. And again, I wish I was that clever too back then, because looking back, that would have been perfect. But I just had this moment of like, I'm legitimately about to leave. Like, you know, my mom is here to pick me up. This is the last time I'm gonna see this woman. And I took my chance to tell her how I really felt and dip immediately. And I never saw that woman again. She apparently, I found her on LinkedIn like years ago. Not years ago, like 2 years ago. I say that like it was a super long time ago. I came across her randomly on LinkedIn. She apparently is now the principal of her own school. And bro, I feel for the kids at that school, because man, she is such a cold, angry woman. She had such a temper on her. I feel for them. She would be a horrifying principal. She would be a terrifying principal. Everyone does the stupidest shit in middle school. That's true.
Linearch's White Glint was defeated, and Collard's top-ranked Lynx,
You should have taken a shit in the empty classroom.
After the intense battle
What?
the Cradle's greatest
That's like some South Park shit. What? Wait, isn't that literally? Yes. There's an episode of South Park. It's not in the empty classroom. There's an episode of South Park where Cartman gets up on the desk and takes a shit on it, isn't there? South Park, Cartman.
Despite the period of calm, the gears of
Poops on desk. It auto-filled on Google. Yeah. Cartman takes a crap on teacher's desk. That is legitimately South Park shit. I can't pull this up on stream. I was about to. I caught myself. It's a TV show. I know better. Copyright's a bitch. Can't pull that up. But there is a South Park episode. No way it auto-filled. I typed South Park Cartman poops and it auto-filled on desk. Why are people searching that? For the clip. Like to pull up the clip. My high school principal used to be a bodybuilder. Jesus. That would be one intimidating principal. He's like actually just yoked. He's a huge guy. That would be awesome. I never had a principal like that. Like every principal I ever had growing up was like an old skinny white guy. Like the most intimidating thing about them was just their immense disappointment in you when you were acting out. Like I never even had the kind of principal that would get like angry. They would always just be like overwhelmingly disappointed. To the point where you would really feel bad about it, you know? That's the kind of principal I had at like every school growing up.
This will be your mission.
I never had like a proper like, oh my god, I'm horrified of my principal.
You are to destroy the silent avalanche force.
Which is probably why I was such a little shit.
At one time, the avalanche force
Was never. I had a couple teachers that I was scared of, like that I wouldn't fuck with when I was in school growing up, but never a principal.
Their machines are now considered obsolete.
She would break up fights herself. Oh my god. That's wild. Bro, there was this one fight in my high school. I remember this so vividly. We had this one teacher. He taught like, or no, he wasn't even a teacher, but he was like the, not coach. What would, I don't even know what the title would be. He pretty much, he led like the robotics club and team for the school. I don't really know what the job title for that would be, but I knew who he was. He was the robotics guy at our school. And he was really old. Like, he was this frail old man who like led all the robotics stuff for the high school. Like we had the robotics team, right? He led that. And I remember this one fight between like two sophomores. Yeah, that sounds right. I think I was a junior or a senior at this point. I don't remember. No, junior for sure. Robotics teacher? Yeah, I don't really know what I would... like, teacher was what I was going to say, but he didn't, like, have a class, you know? He just kind of led the robotics team. So I don't know. But anyway. Frail old man. Like, mid-70s. Like, I mean, he was, like, actually old. I don't know why he wasn't retired. And, dude... there was a fight between these two kids. He like next to like the stairwell to go up to the second floor. And he comes down the stairs and he sees the fight. And this dude just jumps right in to break it up. Like he himself just goes right in to break it up. And I was just sitting there in awe, like jaw on the floor. Like, there's no way that this guy is going to break this fight up. And he didn't. They didn't stop.
3 more to go.
But he gave it his best effort. He didn't get hurt, thankfully. I'm shocked that he didn't, honestly.
Good. 1 more to go. Confirmed. Silent avalanche has been destroyed.
But I just remember being, like, floored by the fact that he just immediately jumped in. Isn't that South Park is the most rancid animated show, but the fact that it is in fact a TV show, yeah, it's copyright. Man, I what was it? One of False's mods made a South Park reference yesterday that False, oh, it was Tom Cruise. False said something about being in the closet. And then one of her mods made like a Tom Cruise joke. It's a South Park reference. Tom Cruise being in the closet. Refusing to come out of the closet specifically. And False was like, wait, what? Is Tom Cruise like gay?
Science technology. Your objective
It's like, it's a South Park reference. He's Tom Cruise, at least as far as we know, is not in fact in the closet. It's a South Park episode, but it was so random. The Scientology episode, yes. When he gets, apparently that episode infuriated him too. I read something about, like, at the time that they made that episode, it was like the whole bit was based around this common rumor that he was in fact like in the closet and secretly gay behind the scenes. And it would make him really mad when people would bring that up because of Scientology and all that. So they made like this bit in a random episode where Tom Cruise gets in the closet and he just refuses to leave. No matter what anyone says or does, he will not leave this closet, like literal physical closet, for those who haven't seen it. And that episode apparently pissed him the fuck off too. He apparently was so upset about that episode of South Park. As far as I know, he's a decent guy. Wasn't there this thing a few years ago where Tom Cruise like absolutely freaked out on like a film crew? Was that Tom Cruise? What am I thinking of, chat? There was someone at least had something like that. I won't. Trust me, Shayla. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ow. Ow. I went down. I didn't realize I was that close to the border of the map. I wasn't looking. It's dumb to even be mad at it. It's South Park. I've said this before with South Park. I feel like being mad at South Park in general is one of the dumbest things. Like, unless they made something that was so in poor taste that it's like hard to even really defend at all. But at least from what I've seen, which is a lot of South Park over the years, not in recent years, I'm pretty behind on it at this point, but when I was younger, I watched it a lot. The South Park just makes fun of everyone. And the thing about South Park is like, it's normally funny. Like, it's normally a really funny, what's it? Like, way of poking fun at stuff. Like, South Park has made fun of me indirectly.
Prepare for normal battle maneuvers.
Like, you think South Park has never put in a good Christian joke? I'm just trying to think of something. Because they sure have. But I've never, like, actually been mad at it. Like, I can laugh at it.
Megalus has been destroyed.
Ah, yes. Destroyed. That was me. I did that.
As long as you're aware of your actions. Skilled work.
It was Tom Cruise, and he was yelling because they weren't following COVID restrictions, which would have gotten the project shut down. Yeah, I just remember the video coming out of him, like, screaming at the crew. He was, like, fucking furious. Nearly getting the project shut down would be a fairly reasonable thing to get angry over, though. That, you know, maybe fair enough. I don't think I ever heard that that was like the reason behind it. I just recall hearing the what's it, like, the audio for it.
Mission briefing begin.
Yeah, it was definitely like, it's fair to be mad about,
Currently deployed in the northwest.
but what's it?
The Union has committed the arms Fort Stigro.
The level of reaction that he had was a bit overboard, certainly.
Rendezvous with the Stigro.
Reasonable thing to be mad about, but he was really mad about it.
The 8th Fleet has been picked apart by repeated battles.
Like, that was the sort of yelling that's just like, you don't yell at people like that.
That's the
Except for, like, extreme situations, you should never be yelling at people like that.
We hope you can take this on.
I gotta go listen to Hardware Store after stream. I've never been a big Weird Al fan, but I think it's just because I didn't listen to much of his stuff when I was younger. I feel like if I had been exposed to Weird Al earlier in life, I would have found him a lot funnier. He has some classics though. Like he has some stuff that even though I never really listened to much Weird Al, saw much Weird Al, I guess, because YouTube. He has some stuff that is funny, even though I was not like ever the biggest Weird Al fan. He's got some good shit. Does he still do like music parodies and such nowadays? What is Weird Al up to these days? Bro, I didn't even damage him. Wait, does the Stigro take damage from running into you?
Stigro's share of kills is increasing. Play second fiddle all you want.
Because I definitely didn't shoot Stigro there, unless there was just like a really weird hitbox moment. Wait. What is this about Oprah? This is a guy who jumped on Oprah's couch because he was in love with someone. Wait, what? I don't know this one. What is this reference? Is this Weird Al or Oprah or Tom Cruise? Who jumped on Oprah's couch because he was in love with someone? What? I don't know what he's up to now. I feel like I haven't heard about him much recently. Tom Cruise.
The 8th fleet is almost completely destroyed. Just a few more.
I feel like I need to find this now. What? Surely I could just look up Tom Cruise jumping on Oprah's couch. I can't imagine it's that hard to find. When he was marrying Katie Holmes. So it was like out of the overwhelming excitement of his upcoming marriage? Question mark? He started jumping on the couch? I feel like I just have to find this clip because what? Also, boys, friend of the show, Owen, whom I messaged earlier about potentially watching Dragon Ball Daima tonight during our scheduled Sparking Zero play session, now that he's going to be back home from working out of town all week. He replied and said, "No, not until dub, silly." He's a lost cause. He's too far gone, chat. This dude's gonna wait a fucking month to watch the new Dragon Ball just so that he doesn't have to read the subtitles. He's too far gone. We can't save him at this point. The dub comes out, I don't even know when it comes out in November. I know that they said the dub will start airing in November. Because I just remember being like, as much as I enjoy Dragon Ball in English, just because I like grew up with that voice cast, mostly. The voice cast changed a few times over the years a little bit, but you know what I mean. Like when Super was airing, I watched the whole thing in Japanese. Because I wanted to watch Super as it was coming out. I'm gonna watch Daima in Japanese as it comes out. I like dubs. I don't hate dubs, but like, I'm not gonna wait a whole month to watch the new Dragon Ball just that I can watch it in English. Although, yeah, okay. Owen also did this back when Chainsaw Man first came out. I remember being like, bro, I got talked into watching Chainsaw Man and it was good. You should watch this shit. You would like it. And he was like, I'll wait for the dub. And he did. And then the Chainsaw Man dub ended up being not good. I don't even think he finished it. I don't even think he watched the whole like season of Chainsaw Man. I'm just gonna surf on this guy and... Are you? All right, that's awesome.
Commence mission. Destroy the BFF 8th Fleet.
That's fine.
This operation, you're paid in proportion to the number of mission targets you eliminate. Stingro's on your side.
Wanted to hear it in your own language. I mean, yeah.
Show them that you're better than some simple piece of hardware.
But like, I'm not that worried about it, I guess. To where I'll wait like a significant amount of time just so that I don't have to watch it in Japanese. Especially for something like Dragon Ball, right? Like Daima came out today. I have to watch it at least this weekend, if not today. Like I can't not, I'm not waiting a month. I'm not surprised it wasn't good. I can't fathom watching a dub of Chainsaw Man. Well, especially Chainsaw Man's Japanese voice cast was so good. Like that cast was incredible. Even if the dub was just like okay, it still just wouldn't even hold a candle to the Japanese dub, right?
As long as you're aware that he's taking money out of your pocket.
It wouldn't be close for Chainsaw Man. Because the voice acting in that show was insane. It was so good. Like every actor felt like they were perfect for the character in Chainsaw Man. It was actually kind of crazy. And then I watched some of the dub with him when he was watching it. Like I think I watched like episode 2 and 3 with him, like as he was watching the dub once it had come out. And it was just not the move.
The 8th Fleet is almost completely destroyed. Just a few more.
I remember watching fan subs on websites of Dragon Ball Super and Bleach the day the episodes came out. Yeah, Daima, they went ahead and got the subs like ready to go for like releasing alongside the episodes in Japan, which is huge. Which is huge. How good dubs are these days. They're probably, I would say on the whole, they're probably better than they used to be. From what little I understand, I've never been the biggest anime watcher. But, like I go back and I watch the older, like Dragon Ball Z dubs from time to time. To, what's it? Just to like actually go and see the version that I grew up with. Man, what was, hold on. What was his name? The original Vegeta actor, Brian Drummond. Yeah. When I watched Dragon Ball at first, it was the dub where Brian Drummond was Vegeta, and they didn't have Christopher Sabat on the cast yet. It was the old Dragon Ball Z dub, pre-Chris Sabat. So like sometimes I'll go back and watch like the old Funimation dubs that had Brian Drummond and stuff. Or sorry, the Ocean dub. You're right. You're right. It was the Ocean dub. And it's not awful, but it is noticeably worse. Like it's not the worst thing ever, but it does kind of make you go, oh yeah, okay. I can see why they redubbed Dragon Ball so many times. Because I think the modern dub, like if you go and watch it on like streaming nowadays for Dragon Ball Z, it's like what, the 4th or 5th Western dub at this point that they've done for the show? Legitimately. Because even there's multiple Funimation dubs where it's the exact same cast, but they went back and like touched up the translation work and like the performances multiple times, even just under Funimation. Because they would just continuously, I guess, look at it and be like, No, this could be better.
Here's your mission.
We didn't do good enough. We can make it better.
It is GA America. We want you to take out the
I think there's like 3 Funimation dubs of Dragon Ball Z. I can at least think of 2. I think there's 3 though.
15 four-legged machine, and Starka, a rank 19 light model. The four-legged red rum is piloted by...
What is it you want to watch? Yeah, Dragon Ball Daima started today. The first episode premiered today.
Is often cloaked in a thick layer of fog. Assume limited visibility. Make sure you install sufficient enemy detection equipment before you embark.
Which
Obviously, the enemy will...
when they announced Daima, I kind of went,
support units for your mission.
okay, but why? But now that we've gotten more trailers, I'm like, okay.
This one is tough.
The art style
High alert. We'll be waiting for
looks
your answer.
pretty amazing. It genuinely is like, it's not like Super, where Super was trying to mimic Toriyama's new modern art style, but to very minimal success. It's like they've nailed Toriyama's modern art style for Daima, and it looks really good from what we've seen of it so far. And with Toriyama now having passed, just the knowledge that Daima is like the last Dragon Ball project that he ever wrote has made it like, okay, I have to watch it now. Didn't draw any of Super. He didn't actually animate any of it or the manga. He didn't draw the manga either. I know that, but he provided the majority of the character designs for Super. Like what would happen with Super is he would normally do the designs, and then Toyotaro would draw the manga, and then the animators were working off of Toyotaro's work. But with Daima, it's like completely different. Like they've actually nailed that new Toriyama art style. Because a lot of people were like, why is everyone in Dragon Ball Super suddenly so much skinnier than like they were in Z? Because near the end of like the latter half of Z, you saw Toriyama shift a lot more towards like big, bulky, like muscular designs. But then when he provided the designs for like the Super Saiyan God form for the Battle of Gods film, he wanted the God forms to move in a much more like slim, like lean direction, which is why Super largely looks the way it does, is because they based it off of like those designs. They took what was supposed to be just, he wanted the God forms to look sleek like that.
So we've done it.
And they were like, oh, he just wants Goku to be skinny. Which, yeah, they should make every character be built like Broly. I mean, even, hold on, in Dragon Ball Z, there's a big shift. Here, let me try to find the panels. Here we go. In early, well, at this point it was the Dragon Ball manga, right? There was no Dragon Ball Z manga. We're fully into Dragon Ball nerd territory. This isn't even my fault. Early on in Dragon Ball Z, this was the art style, right? You can see that they're muscular characters, but they're not like extreme. It's pretty reasonably bulky, right? But then as the show, or as the Z manga went on, or the Z portion of the manga went on, there was a shift. I'm trying to think. Okay, well, I can think of a pretty extreme example. Ooh. Okay, this example is actually from one of the movies, but it's still based on the art style of like the Android Cell portion of the series. Hold on. I can think of a great example off the top of my head. It's Trunks. particularly its Trunks in the movie BoJack Unbound. I'm not a big fan of the Dragon Ball Z movies for the most part, but this is a great example because they gave him a design that shows it off really well. I'm seeing if I can find an even better picture than that off of just Google. But you can see we're getting bigger, right? I could have gone for like Super Vegeta, Super Trunks, but those were more specific. This is like genuinely just, this was the direction the character designs were moving in terms of like bulk. And then, oh my God, I know a great example from like the late portions. I know a great example from the late portions. Hold on. Then you get to like the Majin Buu arc, right? And all of a sudden, all the characters get really bulky. Particularly, God damn it, give me like a better, I could find a good shot if I just pulled up like a YouTube video and paused it somewhere. The Google Images options I'm getting here kind of suck ass. I might have better success going to just a YouTube video and pausing on it. Because again, copyright's gonna be a bitch if I actually like play a scene out. I'm just gonna pull up the scene. Actually, boom. I went to find a YouTube video and I got a great like still image. Unironically, I use Bing for image search. Is it better? It's low quality because it's from like the old... Man, that's super low quality. It's from the original release of Z. So it's in like 480p. But you get to the Buu arc, the final like quarter of Z, and characters got really big. His eyes, yeah, animation is a bitch. Sometimes those schedules could be rough. Yeah, the eyes are super uneven. Bing is usually a lot better, really. And even, this is the one frame I was looking for. I found it. It's not even just like, oh yeah, Vegeta's big because, you know, his shoulders and stuff show. It's not just Trunks is big because his arms and shoulders show. This is an image off of Reddit. I don't know why this is getting posted on Reddit. I didn't pull up the full like Reddit thread. I opened image. If you ever try to open just the image from a Reddit thread, it opens like in a Reddit page. I don't know why. You can't really see much of his body, but just from this one shot of Goku near the very end, look at his neck into his shoulders. Look at his fucking pecs. Like, the further into Z you go, the bigger the characters get, is the point I'm working towards here. And just to round this out, you then get, like, the Dragon Ball Z movies. He's a full-on Chad now. You know, after, like, the 20-year hiatus, Dragon Ball comes back. But Toriyama's drawing style changed a lot over the span of those like 20 years. So when he cooks up the character designs for new Dragon Ball for the comeback, you got stuff like this. Still noticeably very defined, like it's still a muscular character, but so much more lean, so much skinnier than they were before, especially compared to like the end of Z. Like very noticeably smaller. And I mean, these still images can only do so much. If you've watched it, you probably already know what I'm talking about. Like it's a very noticeable thing. Just over the years, it got bigger, bigger, bigger throughout Z. And then it took like that 20-year break. And you come back from the 20-year break, the source materials artist changed so much about the way that he draws in that time. So when they come back, everyone just looks super different because it's all based on this new art style now.
The client is Rosenthal,
and it kind of stuck through most of Super until the very end of Super, where you get one of the biggest, bulkiest, Giga Chad looking forms in the series. I'm trying to find the best picture while this cutscene plays. This one's a portrait from Dragon Ball FighterZ, but displays my point well. You get Ultra Instinct in the Tournament of Power, where all of a sudden, boosh, he's back. That's like Goku at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Just, he's huge again. When that Ultra Instinct came around, dude got yoked again.
Who knows? It might benefit you too.
There was even dialogue of it. Yeah, there was like a line in the movie about how much more slim he was in that form, which is where we learned that like the design provided for Super Saiyan God was skinnier, but then they just kind of applied that design to base Goku as well. So there's this line in the movie about like, oh wow, this form is so like slim or whatever they say. I haven't seen Battle of Gods in a long time, but I remember they like distinctly, they had a line in there like pointing out how much skinnier he was in the God form. But if you've been watching the movie, he really was just the same as he had been in his base form the whole time up to that point. Because Toriyama just wanted the God forms to be like that much skinnier. But it kind of just got applied to the whole thing. And then most of Super looked like that until the Tournament of Power. Like they just kind of stuck with the more slim look. Makes them so muscular they have trouble moving. Yeah, that's the Super Saiyan grades 2 and 3. This is one of my like favorite things about Dragon Ball that they just kind of threw out. I wish they had kind of done more with it, but I see why they threw it out. In about the middle portion of Z, after Super Saiyan has been around for a bit, the characters start going, okay, how do we push like beyond Super Saiyan and get even stronger going forward? And they started unlocking these states that they referred to as like the Super Saiyan grades, like grade 2, grade 3. And what it was just the Super Saiyan form, but they would essentially like produce so much ki in this form that their muscles would go huge, like way bigger, like double, triple the size of their normal muscle mass. Here, I'll pull up Super Vegeta. Vegeta and Trunks both actually used the grade state, like in a legit fight. Here's the form. This is a really low res image. God damn it. This is like the best shot of Super Vegeta too, but this image is so low quality. I guess here's another one. I can't find another one of that shot that's like actually in good resolution. But they would use this form. The grade 3 form where they would just get huge. But the downside, when they started actually trying to use it against Cell, who was at this point very strong in the arc, they started trying to use it and they went, oh my god, this shit, like this muscle mass, go figure, slows down my movement a lot. And it was to the point where even though they were so much stronger, Cell was pretty much just dancing around Vegeta and Trunks when they were trying to use that state on him. Like they just couldn't even hit him. It was too much bulk. And they had a funny bit with that where as Vegeta and Trunks are getting their ass beat fighting Cell, Goku and Gohan are also like off in the B plot training on the side. And Goku just shows Gohan casually. He's like, yeah, look at this state that I found. And he just goes into grade 3 where he's all big and bulky. And then he just tells Gohan, yeah, I don't use this though, because it's too slow. It would be impractical to actually try to use in real combat. As Vegeta's getting his ass handed to him by Cell. I don't think it was intended to actually be that funny, but it really was that funny.
We are committed to bringing this mission to a successful conclusion. Therefore, we will provide support machines to assist you. Coordinate with them. They are all top links.
This is the mission we needed, boys.
Orca is a threat.
And then we can do hard mode.
They must.
I told you we'd get to it today.
Please, lend us your strength.
Thank you. And then Broly comes along and is somehow more jacked and faster than everyone. Broly, well, originally was not canon. Nowadays, they've worked him back in, obviously.
Destroy the Ehrenberg anti-satellite batteries and eliminate any enemy next.
But yeah, Broly was just meant to be that overpowered. Whoa. Oh, it was while Trunks was going grade 3. You're right, you're right. It wasn't while Vegeta was getting his ass beat. So it was before Vegeta got his ass beat. You're right. It would have been before. Because Trunks went into that state. Yeah, I remember. And yeah, it was like Trunks was struggling to get any stronger, really, while using it. And he couldn't figure out why. He was like, I thought I was supposed to be tougher while doing this. And then you cut to Goku just casually being like, yeah, check this out. It's cool, but it's not very practical.
Anti-satellite battery destroyed. 2 remain.
I didn't see that. No, Vegeta didn't get it either. You can't forget Vegeta being all on his power trip with Cell. Being like, you'll never touch me. I'm too strong like this. I'm Super Vegeta. That's what they call me now. I'm Super Vegeta. Just so strong. Gets such a big head about it that he lets Cell achieve his perfect form because he thinks that Super Vegeta will still be able to beat him. Except for Final Flash. Oh, am I misremembering? Is Super Vegeta grade 2? And Super Trunks was grade 3? Am I misremembering? Hold on, should I pull up Super Trunks then for grade 3? Well, chat, if I did misremember, I guess it's that time. I have to rewatch all of Dragon Ball. It's official. I have to. I don't make the rules here. It's only right. I have to watch the whole thing again. We might need to take out the cannons before this next, I'm thinking. I'm just now realizing we maybe have to go and take out the other cannons first for this to be reasonable. Super Vegeta was grade 2. Fuck. All right, yep, it's time. Gotta go watch the whole thing again. I'm sorry. That's just how it works. Ooh, fuck, I got hit. Okay, yeah. Try that again. Super Vegeta was grade 2. Trunks went to, okay, Super Trunks then. See, and now that I pull up a picture of Super Trunks. Yeah, holy fuck. This was grade 3. This was fucking Super Trunks. Hold on, can I find... Oh yeah. That shows how just extreme this form is even better. This was like the one instance of Goku just quickly going into it in the series, just to be like, yeah, I don't like this, but I found it. It's cool. Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Amaranth's mission. Destroy the
And ironically enough, if you've ever played a little game called Budokai Tenkaichi, if you've ever tried to play as Super Trunks, yeah, he's kind of ass. Like, he kind of just sucks. You know why? Because he's way too slow. Super Vegeta isn't very good either. He's not as bad, but he's also just too slow. He's not very practical to use. I haven't actually tried Super Trunks in Sparking Zero yet. I tried Super Vegeta a little bit, and he was actually really fun. He felt good, but Sparking Zero, I tried him on like night 1. Like literally the game had been in early access for like 2 hours when I tried him. So it might have just been because no one understood the mechanics yet, like at all at that point, and everyone was just kind of going around mashing with their favorite characters. But he felt solid from like the 5 minutes I played with him. I should try Super Trunks. He does go grade 3 during the Final Flash. You're definitely right. That's where, when he said he goes grade 3 during Final Flash, that's when I was like, oh shit, I think I do have it wrong. That was the realization moment for me. Oh my god, that still hurts. So we have to take out...
All Ehrenberg batteries destroyed.
Oh, I don't have to fight the next at all. Oh, yeah, never mind, I do. Okay, I was like, whoa, the mission ended. Should I use... Yeah, I think missiles would be good here. I don't know. How many rifle shots does it take? I don't know if this is practical or not. Wait, do they not have like an explosion effect? Do they just pop out of existence? Oh, they do have an explosion effect. I just couldn't see it at that angle. For a second, I was like, what the fuck? The grades were a fun idea. And I kind of wish that they stuck around more, but it like from a lore perspective, it also just makes sense. I feel the same way, though a little more bitterly towards Super Saiyan 3 being thrown out in like Super. Because it's like, yeah, that is so unfortunate that Super Saiyan 3 gets like no use. But Super Saiyan 3 also, like, since its introduction was like, yes, this thing is so strong, like this state is ridiculously strong, but it like kills your stamina in minutes. So you had to be real careful about when you used it, right? So then you get the god forms where like the key control is basically perfect. And yeah, you never have a reason to use Super Saiyan 3 again. Like, it makes sense that it got thrown out like that. I'm just sad it did. Because Super Saiyan 3 was fucking cool, man. Like, that design was so good. Similar thing with Super Saiyan 4, but that's a little different. That got thrown out because it's now just straight up non-canon. But man, that design is fucking peak. That's one of the best looking Dragon Ball designs ever. And then you add in like the extra over the top goofy shit of like the ×10 Kamehameha where Goku's signature attack goes from blue to red when he's in Super Saiyan 4. Such a cool form, man. What was the new beam attack that Vegeta used in Super Saiyan 4 in GT? The green one? Wasn't it like final shine attack? That sounds right to me. I think it was called final shine attack. Vegeta got a green beam in Super Saiyan 4, which might not sound like much of anything, but if you've ever watched enough Dragon Ball in any form, you might have realized that like every beam in the series is either like red, yellow, or blue, pretty much. And in some cases, purple, but not very many cases. Final shine. Yes. That shit was cool, man. Super Saiyan 4 was so peak.
Battery destroyed. 2 remain.
I'm glad that the Super Saiyan 4s got into Sparking Zero at the very least. If nothing else. Okay, it was some white, you're right. What were the white ones? Like, I can picture them weirdly. But Vegeta getting the green like beam attack was fucking sweet, because there really wasn't any like big green beam attacks in the series. Like, that was kind of just a Vegeta thing, and it was just in Super Saiyan 4. So it was fucking cool. Because I mean, at that point, I mean, if you're watching the anime, Dragon Ball is like 100-ish episodes. I think it's like 110, 120. And then Dragon Ball Z, I think, is like 260 or something like that. GT is like 80. And Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta isn't a thing until like the very end of GT. So you're like a few hundred episodes deep at that point, and no one had a big green beam like that. It made it extra cool. Still no big green beam. Speaking of Sparking Zero, I remember at first being so mad that there was no transformation for either Blue Kaioken for Goku or Blue Evolution for Vegeta. When I saw like the character roster and it had all the transformations on it, I was like, oh hell no. They did not skip those. Granted, I think they're both anime only. I know Blue Kaioken is. I don't know about Blue Evolution, but I think it is. But they gave them to both, like, both of them are in there as, like, install abilities for Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta, respectively. Like, if you get enough stocks built up during the match, you can activate them for, like, 30 seconds or so. I think Blue Evolution is anime. I think it is, too. Because I at least remember hearing some discussion about them adding it. Literally just so that Vegeta had like a big hype moment similar to Goku in the arc. Because obviously Goku got Ultra Instinct in the manga, but Vegeta just didn't get anything new for the arc. So when they did the anime, they were like, well, what about the Vegeta fans? The Vegeta fans are going to be upset if he doesn't get anything. So they gave him Blue Evolution. I like vaguely remember hearing some discussion about that, but I'm not a manga reader. I try to understand what's going on in the Dragon Ball manga, at least a little bit, but I'm not a reader. I know Blue Kaioken was exclusive, though. Which, that's just a W for the anime, because Blue Kaioken is fucking cool. It looks awesome. It's like what's it? In Dragon Ball Z, there was also a filler episode where Goku used the Kaioken in Super Saiyan. That was also anime only, and it's filler, so like if you watch Kai, if you go to watch it nowadays, you just won't even see it at all. You'll just never see the Super Saiyan Kaioken near the end of Z. But that is also a cool form that like never made its way into many of the games. I was gonna say any, but didn't like, I think Budokai 3 might have had it. Yeah, in the Otherworld tournament. Otherworld tournament was some decent filler. As far as as far as like long form, like shonen filler goes, Dragon Ball generally has better filler than most series like that. Especially like, I watched some One Piece with one of my exes a few years ago, and I enjoyed it. But oh my god, that filler. Dragon Ball filler was always pretty good by like general anime standards.
Finish this.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Except for the, what's it, the Garlic Jr. filler, like between Namek and androids. That was shit. That was bad.
Commence mission.
I can't get the S on this. I keep getting A's. I'm pissed.
Enemy nexts. Be on your guard for enemy nexts.
I can't escape Dragon Ball talk. Hey man, there's a lot of Dragon Ball stuff happening right now. Yeah, Goku and Piccolo learning how to drive is some incredible filler. Like that's such a fun there's that one, and I don't normally say many positive things about Super. So Super fans might enjoy this one. It's rare for me to say something positive about it. There's that one filler in Super where they're playing baseball. That episode's fucking fun. It looks like shit. The animation is terrible. Like, that's a particularly awful looking episode, animation-wise. But it's a fun filler episode.
I guess we'll see just how committed to the cause.
Chole and Dragon Ball or Tekken. You have no idea. I could talk about either of them for hours on end, non-stop. So you can't focus on the mission. I'm pretty focused on it. Mostly.
Destroy the Ehrenberg anti-satellite batteries.
Not even the actual filler episodes, just how long they drag it out. Yeah, Dragon Ball caught a lot of shade. Or still even from some people catches a lot of shade. Oops, I didn't mean to say give up. For like the drawn out fights. But they're drawn out like that because even in the manga, if you just read the Dragon Ball manga, there's a lot of talking in the fights in Dragon Ball. Because as much as like the big flashy attacks and like transformations and all that is fun in Dragon Ball, that's not what Dragon Ball fights are about in the series. Like most of the time, not always, but most of the time with Dragon Ball, like Z especially, having those really drawn out battles, it's not even because the animators were like trying to make up for time with like trying to, you know, fill out the gaps, let the manga continue. It's because there's just a shit ton of dialogue during the fights, even in the manga.
Commence mission. Destroy the Ehrenberg anti-satellite
I kind of have the same problem. To my understanding, the One Piece thing is a little more exaggerated because it's not written like Dragon Ball is. Like hell, even if you're reading the manga, the fight between Goku and Frieza is so fucking long. Because they spend like 2/3 of the fight just arguing with each other. Like that's genuinely just how it is. It's like fight, 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 pause, and argue. Longest 5 minutes? Yeah, the meme. Frieza's 5 minutes. Which some people have tried to like theorize that it actually was 5 minutes, but because the two of them were so powerful at that point, the flow of time was just like distorted for the two of them. No. It's just it's funny writing. it's just a writing oversight. It's fine. Not even really an oversight. It's just, well, I guess, yeah, he put the 5 minutes thing so early on. Or why am I drowning while holding the trigger? There we go. Like Frieza saying that the planet would blow up in 5 minutes so early in the fight. was maybe a mistake. Like, you could have done a lot of that dialogue and stuff and then just placed that later, surely. You can blade the defense cannons from the back? You're shitting me. Why didn't I think of this? Bro, you could even just shoot them from back here. Oh my lord. That was a good shout. It's a great shout. Oh my. Okay, it's fine. There we go. You won't last 5 minutes with this game.
Anti-satellite battery destroyed. One remains.
5 minutes is long for some people. If you don't know the common meme, you've probably at least heard of Frieza's 5 minutes. I feel like if you're into like nerd culture at all, you've probably at least heard like it come up. You probably heard it mentioned at the very least. Frieza throws a big bomb into the planet, pretty much. Big energy bomb. And he's like, yep, planet's gonna blow up in 5 minutes. Everyone on this planet's going to die. Except for me, because I can live in the vacuum of space because he's a freaky alien bitch, right? The thing is, after that happens, especially if you watch the anime, the two of them continue fighting for like fucking 10 episodes or some shit. Beyond that 5 minute warning. They legitimately fight for like a whole 10 episodes or so beyond that. So that's the common meme, is like Frieza says 5 minutes, and then if you're watching the anime particularly, that 5 minutes turns into like multiple hours of fighting afterwards. Granted, it's multiple hours of not just fighting, but it's also like jumping around with the B plot and everything throughout, but maybe he's just bad at time. Yeah, there's a lot of people who like copium theoried it, like the flow of time, the like perception of time to them being off because they're just that strong at that point. Some people have said like, well, he's an alien. What does he know about minutes? It's genuinely just a weird writing thing. It's just, that's all it is. Just 5 more minutes type. Oh, I think that hit. I can't tell if it did, but it almost looked like it did. I'm drowning. Ugh. Ow. FSR sucks? I'm telling you, it's not just me. FSR looks like ass. I said it the other day, everyone was like, no, you're crazy. It doesn't even look that bad. I'm telling you, it's not just me. Is this snow or sand? I think snow. But PS3 colors, it's honestly hard to say. I think it's snow. Because that's like a glacier, right? Mini glacier. Okay, thank God. There are aliens and they use the same measurements. Yeah, it's just weird writing.
As you've observed, we've managed to hold our ground to a certain extent, but the battlefield momentum appears to be in Orca's favor. It's only a matter of time before Orca takes control of all of the Arteria bases. However, we just received some intelligence from Omer Science. Orca's main force has been located inside Big Box.
The lighting from the sun, yeah.
Armaments HQ. This is the reason you have all been called in here today.
Classic PS3 yellow. Now we get to free mission everything else. I have like, what, 2 S ranks I need on normal, and then we start hard.
No, I'll take care of it. They're too drunk on their own pride. We can't let this.
But I at least got everything unlocked now.
As you wish. I'll provide support.
Just challenge runs all the way to the end from this point. Constant progress.
Your help would be most appreciated.
It's the most sand-looking snow I've ever seen. I think it is legitimately just their, their sand asset recolored, in all fairness. I think they're just using the same thing. 3 S ranks. Are they all the final boss missions? Yes, they are, aren't they? Yeah, it's all the final boss levels that I've only ever gotten A's on, never S.
This is Windy Phantom.
All right, first ending final boss.
I want you to
S rank time.
The cranium's core is just up ahead.
Could only render browns, grays, and yellows. It's not true. It's just weirdly, it was the visual style of the time.
We could use more soldiers like you.
There were some really good looking like 360 and PS3 games that didn't just use like browns, grays, and yellows. They were just a rarity. They didn't pop up all that often because most were just using browns, grays, and yellows. Holy shit. Ah, you fuck off. Jesus Christmas. Have snow that looks white. Yeah, I think it's the same snow used in that mission. I think it's just the sun in that one makes it look more like sand. But I'm saying I think they just took the sand like asset and changed the color, or vice versa. They took the snow and changed it to be sand. It looks the same outside of the color. Which one of you uses the blade? Him. Wait, no. It's the other one. Oh no, it is you. Never mind. What the fuck? Oh. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay. Man, I don't think I've even ever been back this far.
More to go.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Just random thought. There's a new Atlas game that releases today, and I've heard like nothing about it. Other than I saw the review embargo lift a couple days ago, and the reviews were like amazing across the board. Because of course they were. Everyone loves Atlas, especially in like the critical side of the industry.
Humanity? I don't see humanity anywhere else, Darva.
Fucked me up so bad.
And mankind would be
Because you don't play games where you have to read.
clouds.
Play a lot of games. Were you not there for Ghost Babel?
So be it.
It's actually a huge deal, bro. Like no one in my like side of the gaming sphere has been talking about it. A C?
The cranium's core is
I finished with more, or no, with a little under half my AP remaining.
Thank you. I didn't realize you would sacrifice.
It's like Persona, but actually stands up to the glazing. From what little I saw, it looked way more interesting than Persona did to me. But I'm still fairly confident it wouldn't really be my thing. But it might. Maybe it would surprise me. Too slow? No way. I haven't had time really play much of a role in my ranks at all during this gen. I mean, it does to some extent, but I just haven't seen any missions where that's actually been the problem for me personally. Persona deserves at least some glazing. Look, I haven't played it, but of all the JRPGs that I've seen floating around over the years, Persona has not been the one that has made me like, you know, maybe I need to play more JRPGs. This looks pretty good. I've thought that with like Octopath, Octopath looks like it might be pretty good. Final Fantasy. I played one Final Fantasy so far, like a classic era one. Legitimately, I played the original because, of course, I did release order. You guys know by now how I am. It was a bold play, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Bold strategy, sorry.
Is this really my fate?
Bro, do I have to slap him again? Oh my god.
Enemy next destroyed. One more to go.
Shit. When you abuse the way he moves. We're done? She killed the other one. Oh my god, I didn't kill this one. Are you shitting me? Incoming!
Prepare yours.
Okay.
These cowardly ideals.
I can't believe it worked.
The downfall of humanity.
That was awesome.
Humanity?
I just dropped a fucking assault armor bomb on his head. That looked so goofy.
Mankind would be safe to dream, floating among the clouds. Is that your answer?
Surprisingly hard to get someone to play your 70-hour game for context for your 80-hour game. Yeah. Well, also, RPGs just work better that way, like as anthologies most of the time. Because, like, with an RPG, the whole, or one of, like, the pillars of the genre, right, is you start out really weak, and particularly for, like, JRPGs, the commonly memed trope is you end the game after, like, all that buildup and slowly getting stronger the whole time. The finale is, like, normally literally killing a god. So how then do you start another RPG where you continue, like, off of the same character or group, but you're, like, back to square one? Like, you're weak again. Some games just rock with it and just say, yeah, whatever. We can just start them weak again. No one will really care all that much.
I am in your
But
debt. Thank you.
that's typically why RPGs go for anthologies. It's just like, how do you even contextualize doing a natural continuation like that? Like a true sequel.
You two. I guess you aren't content to rot with the rest of them.
It's when you think about it that way, it makes perfect sense. Because how the fuck would you even do that? I mean, what do you mean? Stronger God or get Metroided? Yeah, the Metroid thing works great. Persona 5 has like spin-offs. Yeah, sometimes they'll just rock with it. And like, there's what, like 5 Final Fantasy VII games? Or something like that?
The cranium's core is just up ahead. I am in your debt. Thank you.
Aren't there 2 Final Fantasy X's?
So much.
And I think there's 2 Final Fantasy 13s? At least 2. I know of 2, I think. Is it 13 or is it 12? I think it's 13. Why is he on my ass? Go fight the other lady. Not me. I don't want to deal with you this time.
Is this really my fate? To lose everything?
Enemy next destroyed. One more to go.
Oh god. Oh god. Winnie, I need help. Oh, he was already dead. That's got to be S, right?
These cowardly ideals. They will cause the downfall of humanity.
Not counting remakes, there's Crisis Core, and I think one more I can't remember. Dirge of Cerberus? Is it Cerberus? X and X2 and 3 13s.
Floating among the clouds.
How do they manage
Is
that?
that your answer? So be it.
Like, is that one where they just kind of go, yeah, whatever. We just start at the beginning. No one will ask.
Maltzel fell at Big Box, and Maximilian Thermidor at Cranium.
7 games most of the time are different timelines.
Broken.
Like, outside of just the remake.
The League rewarded their Link saviors.
Or the remake trilogy, rather. Like, even before that, they just did alternate timeline stuff.
Once again secured the dignity of their rule.
You play her sister in 13 too. Oh. I guess that works.
At long last restored peace to our world.
Side character instead.
The cradles continued to float serenely above the planet. Within them, people soon forgot the terrible danger that had threatened their existence.
Crisis Core is before Cloud? But same timeline? Oh, it's not alternate timelines, just different. Okay, I was like... For a second, you said before Cloud, I'm like, is in the same timeline? I probably should have saved, actually. That was enough of a pain in the ass. I got such a good run, I should have saved immediately. Please don't crash on me. We've only gotten one crash in our whole run of Gen 4. Out of all the times, please don't do it to me now. Do not give me the second crash now. As Vincent. Who is Vincent again?
I'm asking you to do this in my stead. Take the cranium. If you succeed, the cradle's last support will be gone.
Ether Lunar?
Mankind will be
I think Ether. Thank you for the sub. Or that would be Ether. Ether? Thank you for the sub.
the energy from the cradles to eliminate the assault cells and clear our path.
The black-haired guy in red?
It is all up to you now.
Who the fuck is this? Have I ever seen this guy? I don't think I've ever seen this guy. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this guy. I would definitely remember a character this overly edgy. I'm not familiar with him at all. That's how much Final Fantasy I know.
Target the two next, Spider Palash and my boss.
All right, this one is just the same thing but harder.
Chosen your answer. Now see it through.
Our guests have arrived, Windy. Right on schedule.
Please go easy on my ass, Windy.
Humanity to you. Then lay down your own life, like Thermidor before you.
Oh, Christ above. There she is. I have no energy.
AP down 40%.
I feel like Windy needs to go first. Despite her being the one who appears second.
AP down 70%.
He's voiced by Matt Mercer.
Combat damage at 90%.
Oh my god, Chad. Yesterday, some of you guys made me feel crazy when I was talking about how terrible I thought Troy Baker was as James in Silent Hill 2 HD. So I went back and watched a couple HD scenes last night. Bro, I was absolutely right. He is actually terrible. Like, not even just, you know, it's different so I don't like it. Like, no, he was actually really bad in that role. It wasn't just me. He was actually legitimately bad.
Spider Palash and my bliss. You've chosen your
You guys made me feel like I was crazy and like it was just a fanboy thing. But no, he was, that was bad. That was painful.
Right on schedule.
You don't hesitate to kill for humanity, do you? Then lay down your own life, like Thermidor before you.
What's the percent at? this one doesn't give you percentages, but we're pretty solidly through. We're near the end of 100%ing this one. We've still got a decent chunk, but relative to like how much there is to do, we've done most of it at this point. Especially because just doing like the 5 run-throughs of the campaign to unlock everything in free mission is like the big time-consuming part. Okay, let me at least go out and save because wow.
My bliss has been destroyed.
Didn't you just fight Troy Baker in the anti-satellite mission? Did I? Was that Troy Baker? The DLC isn't on PS4? The Final Fantasy VII Remake was on PS4? I thought it was a PS5 launch title.
Target the two next.
Was it both?
You've chosen your answer.
Our guests have
Was it a launch title, but it was just cross-gen? It was. Oh.
You don't hesitate to kill for humanity, do you?
I know the new one is PS5, but like the first one. Oh, that was a failed quick turn. Do I get points for effort?
I'm sorry. I wasn't much help.
Roy Salon.
Fuck me sideways. Told you to be gentle, Winnie. Oh, that just automatically happened when the ammo ran out. It's 50-50. It does it sometimes. It doesn't always do it. But sometimes when the ammo runs out on the chain gun and it auto ejects it, it just immediately does a blade attack without my consent. Oh, fuck. Oh, I should have bladed sooner. Oh, okay.
Ends phase 1 of the closed plan. You are the sole remaining Orca member.
Came out before PS5 was even announced? That can't be right. Are you serious?
That's something to laugh at. Everything is twisted. You, this world, all of it.
Forgot to add remake there. Oh, April 2020. April 2020. Classy S rank.
Orca
So casual. Took no effort. So easy peasy. Huh. So it was a PS4 title that got ported to PS5. I thought it was a PS5 launch title. Whenever I talk about like the launch lineup of PS5, I always talk about Final Fantasy VII as being like one of the reasons that you would buy the PS5. So it really just had Demon Souls, huh? When it came out. Oops, not import. No, 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 no. It really just had Demon Souls, huh? The PS5 was definitely announced at that point, for sure. One S rank left on normal. And then we do hard mode S ranks. And then we're done. Then we're done. So close. It is about that time I have to go and work on stuff. I know. Terrible. Horrible. This is technically work, but streaming doesn't feel like the work part of it. Streaming feels like it's a break from the rest of the work. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, now I have to actually go back to working. Anyway, it's about that time. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy and you haven't done so already, feel free to go ahead and leave a sub. Come back another time. We're doing this. We're doing Ace Combat stuff, Metal Gear, Resident Evil, Yakuza stuff. We've been playing the SH2 remake, the Silent Hill 2 remake that just came out. We're probably going to be playing some more Dragon Ball Sparking Zero because it's just fun. And the what-if scenarios in the story mode were really fun. We did one of those on stream the other day, and it was shockingly deep just for like one alternate timeline that we randomly tried. So I might want to do more of those on stream. I enjoyed that. We'll see. Also, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like, algorithm stuff. You know how it goes. If you're looking for links to anything outside of YouTube to engage with the community, check out links in the description below. Things like Twitter, Discord server, whatever. Those are all down there. Other than that, though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back here next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming to the stream, and goodbye.